But instead have the giant rotary valve.
Video order, verification of compliance with the video.
Yeah, it was posted yesterday at 3 o'clock.
And roll call.
Okay.
Yep.
Is everybody?
Yes.
Schaefer,
Here.
Kraus,
Yes.
White,
Here.
so far.
Here. Okay, any changes or corrections to the agenda?
Don't have any.
And public comment. None. Item number 6, discussion possible action on the community stage phase 2 project for shelter and bathroom addition.
See the pictures, that's what they got it looking like. Pretty cool. These are new pictures compared to the ones that we just had up a little while ago. Which were the old pictures, one shows the bathrooms on the backside too. It's still just that 3 sections, comes out about 75 feet, which would be about out to the end of the asphalt, just a little bit past the asphalt. Not quite the 100 feet that we had originally talked about.
I think it looks nice. So I mean, that's what I think we all did. Most of us did.
Yeah, it didn't really change. Yep. Bathrooms in the back,
Bathrooms in the back.
sidewalks,
Yep. So like get around.
Yep.
ADA compliance.
Mechanical room, there'll be actually a water fountain, 1 or 2 water fountains on the side as
Inside.
well. Lights, exterior
Yep.
lights probably. Obviously, we don't have a big field here. Might be nice sometimes, but especially if it was a spot. But our parking lot would be over here.
Yeah.
And then there would be a sidewalk along this edge all the way down. That would meet up to the blacktop path that we got. There would be a little bit of a swale in between. Oops. A little bit of a swale along here for drainage because water will still have to get from this corner. Off the parking lot towards the west. So it won't probably be completely flat across from the parking lot. So
Isn't there don't we have a drain?
there is a big catch basin
Big
here,
catch basin there.
Yeah.
but they can't bring all the water from back here
Big catch basin.
along this way. It's gotta go to the west. So,
The ditch line or
yeah, I mean, it'll be walkable, but it might occasionally get wet. We'll probably have to have a little extra concrete slab sidewalk to cross that for ADA compliance. And then of course the cost. Original cost estimate they gave us is a little over $900,000. This got bumped up, I think by about $15,000. The primary reason was that state has changed the inspections that are required. There's a new inspection required for commercial buildings where anything that is welded on site, any metal welded on site, has to be inspected in the field. So that's a new inspection this year. So because our supports and the framing there is all, all metal that will be welded together here. When it's placed, that's that extra inspection. So I think that was like $10,000. They budgeted just for that inspection.
A inspection.
I think so, yeah.
And it's gotta be welded on site.
Yeah, because those,
Well,
those support beams that come out are,
We get that.
12-inch beam.
You're only gonna come once and you're gonna think it's 10 grand, but.
If there was extra cost for submittals and, the extra paperwork that has to be done at the state, and there is no doubt that those kinds of inspections are expensive.
Look at its spot.
Yeah.
You look at its spot.
Yeah, where the uprights.
Yeah, I know.
Meet the beam and where the beam will connect, because it'll be a connecting
Machine
beam.
coming on.
So for the 2 different segments, we had them break it down for us. So just putting everything together, we got the roof extension comes in at $592, $593. And then the bathroom addition on the back end is $324, $765.
Oh.
Guess I never did add those 2 numbers together.
Every year that we don't do it, it gets more and more and more. Because those bathrooms were 120,000 when we first did.
Well,
Team,
Just over.
we wouldn't have had these super big projects that we just funded. I would say just, and the village fund it and have, like over a 10-year period, to raise funds.
Raise funds to pay it back.
so then, the biggest question is, is this,
Bathrooms could wait.
Bathrooms,
That's what. Well,
So we're-
depending on-
So we're at 600,000. They did a good job of raising 3 for the first part, It's just,
Well, no, I think you gotta wait because I don't know how much you think we can sap out of the people in this community.
well,
That's right. Every time you turn around, there's somebody at the door.
for some,
Your hand up.
yep,
This booster, that, this, whatever.
I know.
Oh, yeah. It's about all that stuff. Sure, you like to support everybody in the class, yeah, but this is huge.
No, I know. That,
How many millionaires we got living in town? Well, on that side of the street, you know?
Yeah, I mean, much as I want to get the bathroom done, I mean, I think. We gotta pick one. And we got the bathrooms at the lion shelter.
yeah,
We can bring in porta crappers.
Here,
I mean,
Yeah, in here too.
You got this one, you got that one over there, you can bring in.
Got porta
For
bathroom.
summertime, you could bring in a.
Well,
couple
because the
porta-
Lions are gonna finish the show, when are they planning on putting heat in that? I know they're talking about putting the roof in.
they were gonna
have you been in
finish,
there lately?
finish the ceiling
Step over there after this.
Okay.
and maybe insulate if they
And
get that.
yeah, I don't know when they were planning
We
on.
got the ceiling pretty much in.
I don't know when they were, because I know because they said something, you guys just have to put 2 heater in each bathroom, and then we don't have to worry about our winterizing this place. If you get the bathrooms warm, keep the bathrooms warm.
Well, and just that whole,
That whole
that
side,
well, water heater is a
Yeah.
thing, so it's like,
the back mechanical room.
but getting back to this, it's like. The village could easily have funded this, and saying you can pay, like, we funded Swamp Stompers, that was a couple $100,000 for that groomer.
Yeah.
The village carried that till they got it.
Until they
paid
got
off.
paid off.
But I don't know where we got that kind of. With these last 2 projects, I just don't know where.
Can I make a suggestion? What I would like to do is put it out poster wise, big. Ask the community. Is this something you support us going forward with? As a community paid project, looking for grants, looking for other paying, would you want the community to go forward with this? I would like to start there and see where we got it. And then ask for pledges. So, yeah, you can say, yep, I want you to do this, but I'd like pledges to say, I'm willing to donate.
We get a couple $100,000. We should be a bit, carry it.
I mean, sounds silly, but even if we can't get the whole mess, do you pour the pad first and then come back and put the roof, or do you try to do it all at once? Or, I mean, because you got a concrete pad, it's usable for weddings and that type of shit. I mean, not ideal, but
I think if we went ahead like Deb's suggestion and
yeah, I think we had asked.
found out what the community wanted.
At least you know where they're coming from.
Parallel to that, I did want to apply for a appropriation, the 2027 federal budget appropriation. It is a very long shot, but Tammy Baldwin's office does accept applications for funding.
Shoot for the moon.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you strap ourselves that tight.
We're pretty tight now.
You strap yourself any tighter and you have a catastrophe. Governor didn't come up and hand you a check here?
No,
No,
I'm not suggesting.
No, I know.
no funds.
And then,
That's what I'm, okay.
Do we know any potential grants out there?
There, when we were kind of looking at
Yes, yes.
this around.
There's quite a few, you just gotta
we
kind of
just
sniff
applied for the
around.
state one, applied for before.
There's-
I mean,
W-
that makes a big
WEC
difference.
Yeah.
The Aller and the,
And if money's there, we
I'm
should
sure there's,
try to grab it.
I'm sure if we look around, we can probably find a few more like community action grants or
the,
community funding for. I mean, there's grants for, you name it, there's a grant.
we got the
I think that should be our first step.
outdoor rec.
Well, you name it,
Well,
there's.
survey first, and then
Yeah.
look
then-
at grant.
Pardon?
If you could join the railroad thing and have that grant for the top. We'll
Trying to get it
Oh,
done.
No. No, it's a next year thing at best.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
then I'll back off a little bit. from what I said.
I would say this won't be, if we wouldn't be building until 21. But I'm thinking we should go ahead and apply for that appropriation funds if we can get it,
Not gonna hurt.
right?
Yeah, that's, okay. that's
The way
a
I-
fair approach, it's fine.
The way I planned on applying for that was, to ask for 600,000. With the 300,000 coming from the community and other sources, other grants. I don't think we would get very far if we asked for them to cover 100%.
Oh, they would,
You know,
no, they covered half.
and yeah, so that
That
would
makes it definitely doable, easier doable.
much easier, yeah, yep. Good.
I had spoken to one potential donor, larger donor, and they're like, we need that covering. So
Yeah.
maybe there's more out there feel that way, and I said, turn in that picture where everybody's holding on to the tent at Spencer Days as it's pouring.
Yeah.
I should have found that picture.
The other big reason I say that why this is so important to me is it opens opportunities for an awful lot of things. You put fencing up or sides up or of some type, temporary things. You can have an area where you can get in, you can charge a fee for something going on. I said, I'd love to see an outdoor theater come in, but you can't do any of those kinds of things if people are out in the,
Yeah.
so they could practice for 3 months and then they couldn't put on the show.
Right.
We have open opportunities for different music opportunities. There's opportunities with that on for families to have family reunions or other events. They've always talked about movies, outdoor movies and different things. So by having the covering, you can set up an event, it can happen. Without it, it's a stretch. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just did a real quick, search, like DNR's got a couple big ones. There's like 7, 8, we're like between 25,000 and 750,000 grants. So
Well, just make a list of all of them that you can see and find out there and.
almost all say parks or community action, community things, and looks like there's millions of dollars over there if we get one.
So, and Jeremy, I like what we've done so far. I'm not opposed to getting something really nice in our community. It's modern and all that. But then why are the Lions putting such an effort into the old shelter?
Well, yeah, they're gonna make that a 4-season.
Number one reason is they had to spend money. They can't, talk to
Too much.
Woj, he said it was difficult because they started doing this, well, the lighting should cost this much. Somebody said, well, I'll donate that. They go, crap.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I think they have too much money in their charter, in their
They
bank.
wanna
in the charter, you
donate,
can only
They
handle.
know X amount of dollars in their charter.
they wanna donate.
Oh, no, and they will.
It's like, why
They'd be more
bother
than
with it?
happy to.
We've been arguing about this for years on,
Yeah.
what we should do to enhance that. And then I moaned enough that we pulled 10,000 back out of a budget because we were gonna insulate or whatever. And some people thought we needed more than one furnace and things like this.
This won't
I mean-
replace the shelter.
To me, it's like to try to get this community to go in one direction and do something completely. Instead of a little here, a little there.
Well, this would be a summertime.
I've no.
Well,
Need more.
the shelter would be a winter.
I figure anybody here.
I don't need any more.
Sorry, Harry, what'd you say?
I said, this right here would be your summertime where you can do stuff outside. And if they get the shelter fixed and ready to go, that would be your winter time. But you can't have here, but you can have stuff going on in the shelter
Okay.
during the winter.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good. All that's, what you just said is perfect. But then we're competing with private industry. Becky on the north end of town. She's got an inside deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what she's paying taxes for, is it? Have that in the community.
Good point.
I mean, I just, that's what I'm saying is there's not, we cannot get this community to go in the same direction. We're all veering off on different ways.
Bill, at this point, the shelter is almost completely booked and we get calls on a regular basis to rent for parties in the summer, Saturdays. And this gives an opportunity for two groups to happen at the same time.
There's also a significant price point difference between what Becky offers up there and what, the community can offer here for $100.
We're not competing with it really, because people that are renting this for $100.
They're bringing in their own food and they're doing everything themselves.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the,
Yeah.
we're having our graduation party here because,
$100.
it's $100. And it's gonna cost us enough for food
If I
anyway.
ever get remarried again, which I'm not, I'd do it for $100 too.
Famous last word.
Famous last word.
Yeah. We all heard you.
It's out of there, Bill, it's out of there.
Send it to Lynn.
Well enough.
No, I mean, I think, like I said, I'm just lose some really, I mean, I know there's everything else, like, because the DNR, when I did a search, it says the DNR is like the biggest one that we have. I mean, DNR's got, and that's the same thing with the rain. The DNR has more money than they do it. And if we can, that's like, if we can get, it says it starts, starts at 50,000, goes up to $250,000 or $750,000. So if we write a grant and the DNR funds the whole dang thing, even great, better, awesome. Then we don't have to have this argument.
And if you need some help from a grant writer,
We've got a couple great resources. Over at the tax center, they have someone over there that Mary actually gave me contact information for. I'm sure I could have got it from Dan as well. And then also our fire department, our EMS director is an excellent grant writer as well. He used to write grants for the Marshall Center.
yeah, because I mean, you gotta kind of know how those work.
They want it, you gotta know the way they want them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
Learn
would
it the
reach
hard
out
way.
and, send as many as you can, because
Yeah, I said, if
you may be
we
surprised.
get funded 100%, then we don't have to worry about it then, because it's.
So I'd
funded.
say, and you get 50%, and then the community can kick in the rest, and
Right.
it's not so difficult. If we gotta carry a little bit of it for a few years while the community finishes raising for it.
I mean, I think it's gotta be grants. We gotta use grants. I mean,
Oh, we do.
I think if and when you do this front part, you say, okay, we want to do this back part now. I think that money will come in a lot faster. Especially when people start wanting.
Well,
it.
this would be so ideal, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, to have a nice outside here.
Shelter,
Yeah.
sun,
Right,
Man.
and get,
It'd be nice for,
I
I mean,
like
it's,
it.
it's nice
I
for
like it.
Spencerama and for music in the park and stuff that we
Yeah.
do. But then, like I said, I know we have one person that's already getting married. At the band here, yeah, 27.
I didn't.
Jill Zahn's wedding. She said she called and booked something. So there's a wedding that they're gonna rent it or use the band shell for their wedding. Because they're cheap. It's a public park. I mean,
we'll be on, but
I don't think so.
I know she spoke to the shelter.
Yeah, so I think we just.
Do we want to put out, like surveys either?
Yeah, I think we post-
Or,
I think you do an online survey and. Yeah, online survey.
There's Spencerama too, you know, for.
And yeah, we can have flyers at Spencerama.
I'm gonna see if,
Thermometer up there, whatever.
Miller can do those pictures on.
yeah,
I think too, with the time in phase one and phase two, we can do another round of asking for. Gotta be simple together.
yeah. But then I would share the budget, or at least the top end numbers. You know, that so that people would have those numbers when they're,
Did you email this back to Chris? I didn't remember seeing it.
I did not, I apologize. I can't.
If you can email me the pictures, I can always see what I can throw them to the plot. I can throw them to the plotter and see how good of a job it does. I mean, it's not a high-end printer like a Quick Print's got, but it's by far a lot cheaper.
Oh, we can get.
What's the grant?
Yeah, we got tons of grants.
Everyone always with the seniors at school, the scholarships out there.
Oh, yeah.
All you gotta do is
Yeah, don't
apply
tell-
for them.
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of that. Last year, we only had one kid that got a grant. From Spencer.
They're all out there.
Yeah, let's do grants and get it.
I'd get a motion then just to continue with. Research and funding opportunities for phase two.
I'll make a motion to research funding options for phase two and to do the survey.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye,
Aye.
opposed? Motion carried. Do your stuff, guys. Ready to go?
Yep.
Number 7, discussion possible action on resolution 2026-1, a resolution to join the Dairyland Rail Commission.
Did everybody get a chance to watch the presentation if they wanted to online on Monday? Um,
One thing, I get the Colby Abbey paper from a friend of ours, and that's a bill is not gotten on board yet, but they wanted to talk to their businesses to get their input. So, but I know Unity is it, and I know Abbotsford does, and Colby has.
Well,
Stetsonville's holding off just to talk to their
see what their
people.
community wants.
So,
The only problem I have with this whole disaster of an idea is this rail line is not gonna be used for squat. It goes to Medford and it stops. The tracks no longer exist. There's nothing past Medford. It ain't gonna be a dinner trail from Medford to Spencer. It ain't gonna be none of that. You might have one or two little businesses in there. And I don't have any problem joining the commission as long as it costs us nothing. But my fear is that this is gonna be, okay, now we need money from you. And they always say we don't need any money, but it's always comes out and need money. Every tie, every rail, every bridge in that needs to be replaced. Everyone. You want to go to Colby, go to Unity. And go on the old feed mill and just look down the track. You see straighter politicians. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Are you-
Yeah,
from Arkansas?
I'm telling you. That rail must move 20 degrees.
I'm with you, I don't see.
I don't see the viability of it.
For any,
My personal thought, why do we want to deal with more?
that too. We have so much fun with it.
Well, I mean, that's fine if they can get it working, but I honestly, just being honest, I don't see that there's ever gonna be
Where's this-
any investment there.
Where's the trucking company gonna pick up from one end or the other? Because it can only go so far.
It's only going to Medford.
All these businesses, well, it's, the feed mill stopped using the
Well, the
railroad.
feed mill doesn't exist anymore.
No, but even before.
North side took their Ogden Road even.
Yeah, the feed mill, if you go inside, all of that machinery's gone.
Yeah, I talked to Brady, who said he hasn't heard a thing from these people. community.
Fertilizer plant, they're,
So I don't,
they're scaling back.
they haven't contacted us.
I heard Northwest Hardwoods in Dorchester might want it.
Yeah, but where's it gonna go? Where's it
I
gonna
don't know.
transfer? I
That's
mean,
what I heard.
I just,
I mean, I like the idea, but I don't see a dozen businesses using this thing. There's one, and are you gonna fix this trail?
with Canadian Pacific?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure that's gonna be,
you know, it'll work great.
yeah.
And if there's one company using, are they really gonna, you know, how financially, economically does that make sense? If you're gonna change every tie, and you're gonna have to change every tie,
You gotta start over.
and you're starting from scratch, there's no way you rebuild that without federal assistance.
Well,
And
they,
even that ain't gonna, I mean, that's still gonna be millions and millions and millions of dollars.
just to be clear, number one, they will be asking us,
Yeah.
It will be what?
they will be asking us for a little bit of,
Hope
Next
it's
year-
squeeze blood out of a
Well,
stone.
what?
in order to form the commission, in order for the commission to do its work, which will be to find grants. I mean, that will be the function of the commission, is to go out there and petition the federal government to provide the federal funding that Watco is already getting to operate that line. That's the biggest problem that the commission has with this whole situation, is that Watco is already getting federal funds to run that railroad.
And then that,
And they're taking that money and they're putting it someplace else.
Mhm.
And so the commission wants to file suit with the feds against Watco and convince OCR and the federal level to call them out on that and basically to use that as a reason to get ownership of the line,
Right.
to get Watco to sell it to them.
Yep, I'm on board with you so far.
Yeah. And then it will apply for all the federal funds that they need to.
And there's where you
to support the
derail,
line.
literally.
No, I get it.
There's no way,
So-
there's no way on this planet that line will ever make enough money to pay for itself.
Sure.
So where's the money that they're gonna be asking us? What is it for?
They are gonna be looking for a small amount of money from each community, perhaps $500 to $1,000 if they get all 12, or maybe even 20 communities once they've got the townships on board. To, you know, to give them the funds that they need to hire a lobbyist, hire a grant writer, hire, you know, have letterhead, to have a mailbox, to run an office, so that they can do the work that they need to establish the commission.
One part you said that bothered me was that they want to file a lawsuit against.
So if you're familiar with the way that OCR interacted with the village Spencer, you'll remember that what they said to us previously when they wanted us to make changes here in Spencer was, we're gonna ask you to do this voluntarily. And if you don't, then we're gonna file a suit. So the railroad business does their work through the court system. That's how they function. So what they
Right.
do is they get a judge to issue orders for communities and railroads to do things. That's the way they function. So it's not like, you know,
Okay, so if we would join that, we would get named in that suit?
the commission,
The commission.
yeah. So the Dairyland,
Identity.
the Dairyland Rail Commission, would file papers or suit against Watco for violating the terms of, you know, the funding agreement that they got to operate that line, which according to Dairyland Rail, that money isn't being spent on the line where it should be.
No, that's
So-
not how you can spend.
Right.
That night, Monday night, didn't we hear her say we're not gonna even ask for a dime?
No,
I thought I heard that.
you want me to play the video?
No, I don't want to.
There was,
They have always been honest, at least at every meeting that I've gone to. That there will be some small amount of money that they will have to ask from each commission.
You think they'll proceed if we opt out?
Absolutely.
they already said.
They've already got enough
Yeah, they're-
communities to form a commission.
Already on.
It's not gonna stop. There's two reasons why I'd say Spencer should. The first is if the railroad did succeed, if it did succeed, there would be the potential for potentially siting our next business park on the north side of Spencer. There have been lots of opportunities that, you know, Clark County Economic Development Corporation, I think, cited 8 of them at the meeting, that they had to say no to these businesses that wanted to come to Clark County, but there was no rail access for them. So at some point, we're gonna run out of room in our business park, and we're gonna have to figure out where the next business park is gonna be. And having rail access could be huge. The second thing is, if it does succeed, and we're not part of it, that railroad starts in Spencer. We need to be on that commission so that we know what's going on and we can, you know, contribute to how that railroad is run. We can't be the community where that railroad starts and not be a part of that group, in my opinion. We can agree that it's a long shot. It is a long shot. It's no different than the long shot that I was going to use to try to fund the band station. But they feel this is the last opportunity that they have to make this work. And if it fails, then they know they're done, and then it'll never happen. But they do want to give it one last try.
I'm okay with joining the commission because it's gonna happen no matter what, but see it being viable, but
Is there, you can pull out,
We could leave the commission at any time.
so.
Absolutely. And the agreement, the agreement is here, you know, which says that. And then the first meeting would actually be next Monday, where they will approve the bylaws. And then give themselves permission to file that appropriations application, which is actually due by next Friday. So that's one of the reasons why they're trying to move fast here.
I think some of them, you know, this idea, not just for the factories and businesses, but also they got that harebrained idea, and maybe it's not a harebrained idea, but you know, the dinner shows, you know, when you go up to Spooner, they got that train that just goes so far. And they have, they just have a trip out and back. They have Christmas train and stuff like that. I think they're thinking a lot of that idea as well. That they can get going, but in that one on Spooner, that just starts in, not Spooner, but
Yeah,
whatever.
it's Spooner.
Starting Spooner goes out to, towards Streetco about so many miles, and then comes that. So that would be similar to this, you know, if you had stuff like that, it'd be fantastic.
But
For
it's
people
through
to
the
do,
woods.
it's different, but,
It's through the woods.
Yeah, it's through the.
Not on Highway 13.
but you know, if you add on the theme ideas, I think they're probably looking at that.
I just like to see it get away from. Yeah,
yeah.
like what they're doing.
Well, you know, they're doing nothing. I mean, yeah, I mean, push come to shove, if they get away from Watco and they just say, okay, we can't fund anything and we tear the tracks out and they make it a trail, even better, but.
Yep.
And if that were to happen, the commission would still have the rights to that.
Yeah.
And then we'd have,
Then we'd have a trail all the
well,
way.
we'd have to say on what
That would
kind,
be good. 'Cause
what
you'd have-
kind of trail.
Yeah, you could have a multi-use trail all the way to Phillips.
Well, you can get an argument on kind of trail.
Well, I mean, you're gonna always have that argument.
I know.
Wants their own
But
stuff.
we'll have a say.
UTVs and go any on the other, so it'd be bike trail.
Which Neilsville is doing now, from
No.
Neilsville to Chile,
That died.
yeah?
Mm-hmm. The
We still got the Pine Line, North Medford, you got the Mountain Bay Trail that goes from
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
Wausau to Green Bay.
All right, I move we join the commission, the railroad.
I'll second.
The motion would actually be to approve the resolution 26-.
Okay.
That's in your little packet.
I'm looking for my agenda.
Sounds-
Yeah, approve resolution 26-1, a resolution to join the Dairyland Rail Commission. That's Zizinski.
And who seconded it?
Why?
Who seconded it?
Sorry.
All in favor of passing resolution 2026-1, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carried. Now we need to appoint.
Yeah, I know. No big deal.
That's okay. That's fine.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.
Get that, nobody,
Now we need to appoint a Virginia Commission and a
I'll be back.
substitute.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pat.
When you're not here, you get
They
volunteers.
get all sold for stuff, yeah.
It's like, you guys have coming up.
What do you be positive about?
You might not like that. You might not.
No, I'm gonna give you a pass.
You might be looking for 2 board members.
Does anyone want to do it? I will be attending every meeting with you, with whoever it is. But
When are they planning a meeting?
that's for, like,
Okay,
I see when they're.
the first meeting is Monday,
Yeah, well,
at 7 up in Stetsonville.
that's well.
Um. They plan on meeting quarterly. It doesn't have to be the same person each time. If the 2 people wanted to alternate, that'd be fine. Imagine we could always appoint someone if there was a conflict and we knew a meeting was coming up, we could appoint someone different.
well, I'll do it.
Yeah, boy, Harry.
I don't want to say it's it.
And then did someone want to be the alternate?
Yeah, you can put me on. I can't do Monday. Much like.
Yeah, we only have to have one person going.
That's fine. If we can put you down as the alternate, that'd be great. And we'd take that in the form of a motion.
Yeah, make a motion to approve Harry as the primary and myself as a secondary to the railroad commission.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. What time is that meeting? I should check my.
7 o'clock.
calendar.
7 o'clock.
That's that deal.
Yeah, Monday I'm.
Pretty sure that's the deal.
At 7 o'clock.
But I thought that's what.
Okay.
That was the easy stuff.
So I should check my calendar first, huh?
I guess if you can't make it to the first meeting, that was, especially if Jeremy can't.
I can't.
Seven, I have nothing.
If it's Monday, you might not be having a meeting anyway. If we get the snow.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
7 o'clock at night, probably.
So they're
I'm
gonna be cleaning
imagining
up.
schools will be.
They're gonna be cleaning up all day.
Yeah,
We get
they-
that much
they're-
snow.
Well, I'm open, but if you have bad weather.
Yeah, 30-40 mile an
We've got to
hour.
cancel it anyway.
They probably. would.
Yeah. I'm open.
Or do a digital.
I got stuff during the
version.
day, but we're fine.
Sure, okay. We got a couple.
Okay, we are number 8. 9. Right. Discussion possible action on a request from Array Digital Infrastructure to renegotiate a lease agreement for the cell tower in the Art Park.
I got a call, and then a letter from, representative from Array. Array is the company that is in charge of the old US Cellular assets, that were sold as part of their buyout by T-Mobile. So US Cellular no longer exists. They're the ones that own the tower in the Art Park. They leased the space for the tower from us. They paid us $550 a month to do that. And we've had that tower up there for 6 years, I think now, 6 or 7 years.
Ready?
Yeah, we have a 5-year lease with them and it has a 10%
Rider.
accelerator every 5 years. So we started out at $500 a month and now we're at $550 a month. But because T-Mobile had enough overlapping coverage with other towers in this area, they no longer needed the tower in Spencer. They didn't have equipment on the tower. The US Cellular equipment is still up there, but it's not being used. So because they're not getting any revenue or use out of that tower, they wanted to renegotiate the lease agreement that they have with the village. They sent us an offer, a reduction from $6,600 a year down to $3,600 a year. In exchange for a reduction in that base rate, they were offering $150 per tenant. So even though they're not using the tower, they would make the tower available for other companies to use. And
Verizon, it'd be back into them.
whatever they would get for the rent, I'm not sure, but they would pay us $150 per tenant they get out. At that rate, it would take two tenants using that tower to recover the difference in cost that they're asking us to absorb. And they didn't add any other tenants on that tower, so I don't know if that's from a lack of advertising, if they didn't want competition on the tower, or if nobody else was interested in that space to begin with. And then they have also offered a one-time payment of $1,000 just as some gravy to help with this transition.
Right now, we're getting $6,600,
$6,600 a year,
and they wanna drop it down to
$3,600.
$6,600.
I did pool our local, well, not our local communities, but a message on the clerk's list. I got a number of responses back with quite frankly, the price points are all over the place and primarily probably related to where they're located in the country. If a tower is located next to an interstate or a big city, then they're going to command quite a bit of revenue. But according to the internet searches that I did, and the information they put on here is from Vertical Consultants website, for a tower in rural Wisconsin, the average price ranges from $620 to $1,140. But we were probably already on the low side of that range, even at our existing 550. I do not know what happens if we say no. I didn't ask that question. But our lease agreement with them does have a requirement that if they want to leave, they want to exit the lease, they can, and then they would be responsible for taking the tower down.
Is there any cost to us?
There is no cost to us for them taking the tower.
No, for where it sits now.
No, they ran power to the site. They have it metered. The only cost to us, maybe you could look at it this way now, is the pickleball court is there. Maybe they'd actually appreciate a little more extra space. I guess it depends on how much you value that physical space versus, that loss of income. If we said no and they said, okay, it would cost us $10,000 to remove that tower, maybe it's worth them to leave it up and try to find some tenants to use it. And maybe they can recover the cost that way. Or ultimately, maybe they say, yeah, we're just going to
make an offer.
Pardon?
Yeah, we can.
If you wanted a counter offer, you could.
What do you think, Jeremy? This is your wheelhouse.
It's crap.
Hmm?
This is a crap offer. Be blunt, this is crap. If you go on page 2, and you see what I'm paying on my towers, and I'm leasing water tower space. I just put up one of these towers 40 feet taller than that one. Tower was $10,000 to $20,000. I'm paying the guy over there more for lease on his private land than they're wanting to pay us on public land. It's garbage. They're trying to lowball us. Pay us what you owe us, pay us what you signed the contract, or get the hell out of here. And that's the way you have to address it. It's a 100-foot tower. Ain't no one gonna rent it. It was built too small to start with. Ain't no one gonna rent it. And if someone does, $150 is crap. It should be a percentage. Like I said, my riders on my tower say 10%. If I'm leasing space on a water tower, 10% of whatever extra revenue, if I get a second tenant on there, the landowner gets 10%. So if I have a cell tower paying me, $2,000 a month, $200 goes to the landlord for that lease, not some fixed random amount, because they're not charging $100 for someone to lease a rad. A rad on a cell tower is thousands of dollars a month. Yeah, this is just a lowball kick in the teeth.
So you're suggesting we just Just tell them
honor the agreement or take it down.
problems with that, really.
You put it up shallow, and I know it wasn't your company that put it up shallow, but it's an undersized tower. And I said, if they would get a cell tower, if they'd get a cell provider or anybody,
Verizon needs one.
yeah, if they get someone to lease that space,
That's what I'm saying since we moved in here. We're gonna put up a tower. We're gonna
Yeah.
put up a tower.
if they get someone to lease the space of the whole rad on that tower, it's not hundreds of dollars. It's thousands of dollars a month that they pay in rent. I pay hundreds of dollars rent because I'm using this much space. Someone is taking that entire rad up. Yeah, that's thousands of dollars every month. And if they're gonna, $150 is just a slap in the face. It should be a percentage, bare minimal. And no, I mean, we're on the low end now. For a cell tower, we're on the very low end.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just the only reason I know that is because I'm paying more than that to a private owner to put up a cell, it's not a cell tower, but it is a cell tower, but we're not using it that way.
Right?
Over on Highway 97.
Not disagreeing with you. If you want it, make it that way, make a motion.
I make a motion, we do not accept the change from array.
All in favor of that motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, I'll let them know tomorrow.
And item number 10, discussion and possible action on the proposal for cleaning services from Dustbusters.
This is a company out of Marshfield, that we had referred to us by a local resident, actually. We had, reached out to a couple of referrals that we got from Mary, that just didn't pan out. And we knew it would be hard to find somebody to do. But Dustbusters is actually a pretty big company out of Marshfield. They got 50+ employees. And, they were happy to come and take a look at the facility. Duplicating the services that Mary already does is not a problem for them. Of course, the price is a little bit higher. And we knew, working with Mary for years, we knew that if she wanted to charge more, she could have. So on the second page, there is just a price comparison between these services and Mary's services. Weekly rate would go up by $55 a month. I'm sorry, $55 a week. Cleaning the lion shelter up $25 a week. And then they do have a price where they can clean as needed, similarly to what Mary did when the shelter and the meeting room were rented. She would come in as needed to clean up in between rentals. And Dustbusters would do the same thing. They charged $35 an hour to do that when Mary was charging $15. But based on what we had kind of knew where Mary's price points were at, these prices that Dustbusters actually gave me, I was not terribly.
No, I'm kind of.
I was not at all really concerned about these prices. I was pretty happy with them.
We would then raise our lion shelter rate.
We could, it would depend.
That's,
I think when's the last time not get off subject, when's the last time we changed the rate? So use that.
well, originally we did it to cover cleaning costs.
Right.
That's what we were talking about.
So we're like $100 right
Where
now.
are we at right
Use
now?
that shelter.
What is it?
$100 a day.
Yeah.
I mean, more than takes care of the cleaning costs.
Well,
Depends on, how much
I
it's
know.
rented.
people aren't. It's still a good deal. You want to add $25.
Add a quarter to everybody and it covers, and then we make for whole.
We had my brother-in-law's.
We'll cut you a
down
deal.
here
bro.
because we couldn't find a place.
Right.
Just literally, we couldn't find a place.
Yeah.
And their next choice was Marshfield Park. The hell was that costing?
A lot more than $100.
Oh, yeah,
Like three something.
it was
For their
400.
Christmas party.
Yeah,
I think that's for half of the building.
yeah, that's all we rented was half, so I think we should go with this.
Yeah.
That's
They're not asking us to sign a long-term contract. We can do it month to month and see how it goes.
Yeah,
Sean is excited about it because they have agreed to send a limited number of people to this facility. So although they have 50+ employees, they would have 3 or 4 that Sean would be able to clear to enter the
That's the
PD.
building.
They also would probably clean in the evenings instead of the mornings like Mary did. So Sean actually liked the fact that he'd actually have an officer on duty when they were here cleaning.
There's someone here.
So that made him feel a little bit more comfortable.
They moved into the old State Farm building, Marshall's,
Oh, yeah.
right on the corner.
Mary's done at the end of April. And we really haven't had much luck trying to find.
No problem. That's fine.
As far as increasing the shelter rate, so I mean, everybody that's already booked.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, it's already booked, you're
You
fine.
had it already booked.
Even graduation.
Even my graduation, I hope so.
You're booked, it's gonna be all right.
Well,
Your
we
grandfather
could,
then.
we could look and see, I mean, would you want to raise the rates as part of this motion? Or do you want to bring that back for discussion or?
We're gonna talk about, say the same things, it's covering part of the cleaning, costs, not the whole thing.
The grandfather, everybody in who's already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you just, if you come up a quarter,
Yeah.
$25 on each, yeah, then whoever's already booked, let them be booked. And
Wow.
it's not a huge increase. And unfortunately, that's just the way the world works. Everything gets more expensive.
Right. I have no problem.
So
Do you want to do the meeting room in addition to the lion shelter?
we charge for the meeting room.
Meeting room is $70 a day.
45.
Are we okay to do that if it's not on the agenda?
So I think in relation to the increase in cost for cleaning, we could certainly do that. And that would be the intention, is not to raise the cost generally, but just to try to help cover the extra cost.
Meeting room, they're charging 35.
So
70 and 45.
70.
They would clean the meeting room once a week under their $155 rate. And if the meeting room wasn't rented any extra, then there would be
No charge.
there'd be no extra charge for that. But
If we had 3 or 4 parties in there in a week, then
yeah,
They'd
right.
come
If it
in
was
between
rented
parties.
Friday night,
Right.
Saturday night, we might ask them to stop by either after or
and
before.
we've been getting that.
Oh, yeah.
No.
No,
As much the meeting room.
no.
The meeting room is primarily used by nonprofit organization, and we aren't charging for nonprofits.
And so
And we
Land
aren't cleaning in the meeting.
Land
room.
O'Lakes isn't using it anymore.
It's used occasionally on a weekend, but usually not a Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
We don't have
a-
any Friday nights.
Yeah.
We have very few doubles every now and then. but-
Where are we at right now? We need a motion.
Yeah.
Motion on cleaning service.
Motion to approve
Ghostbusters.
the proposal from Dustbusters, and then if you did want to
Include the rate.
include
So the
the
rate change.
$25 rate increase for the shelter.
Okay. Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. And number 11, moves to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
That's right, Mr. Henry. How long has Mary been doing this?
We've been-
You've been here.
Since 2000, she did a little in 15 or 16, I think, and then 17 she took it over.
Well, I think we should do a parting gift,
Sure.
Yeah.
something, I mean.
Your golden broom.
Would you like to give her a golden broom?
Smack me with it,
Definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was good.
Yeah.
Just
Big gift.
a party gift, some plaque. You get a plaque or.
Yeah,
I'm just suggesting,
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
we appreciated all the stuff you
she
did.
hung her citizen of the year in clause.
Get her a plant. Get her some, she's a gardener.
I would defer to Deb maybe,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Deb will be able to come up with something else.
Good night, sir.
Good idea, thank you.
All right, motion to adjourn before we get in more trouble.
That's the way I did that. We already did that.
I don't think that.
Motion to adjourn. Jeremy, second,
Safer.
Schaefer, all in favor, say aye. Opposed. Let's go home.